Fearful. Fear comes in many forms. It has the capacity to cause dread, anxiety, and nervousness. Fear is one of the most powerful tools that exists to facilitate control over somebody. Think back to when you were a small child and the things that frightened you. Many of them have a universal applicability. How many times did you cry out to your mother or father in the night because you were frightened of the monsters under the bed? And you were terrified that once the bedroom door was closed, that something would come creeping out of the wardrobe and induce utter fear throughout you. Perhaps it was the strange shapes that formed once the light was turned off, with only the moonlight streaming through the crack in the curtains, so that the shadow thrown across the room appeared like some old crone waiting to come and take you away and eat you. How many times were you warned as a child never to speak to strangers, never to get into a car with somebody you did not know, and never to accept sweets from a stranger? Do you recall how this conjured up images of smelly old men in stained raincoats who waited to abduct you and spirit you away to be locked up who knows where? Perhaps there was that house on your walk back from school which had attracted a certain reputation. It was run down, the garden overgrown with bushes spilling onto the path, the windows grimy and paint peeling. You were never sure whether anybody actually lived there. Some said that a witch resided there, and she waited for children passing on their own before grabbing them and stuffing them in her cellar, where they starved to death. Others told tales on stormy afternoons which made the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, about the spirits that haunted the old house. A friend would swear that he had walked past one wet and windy evening, just as it was going dark, and he saw the face of a ghostly child staring at him from an upstairs window. The child's spectral hands knocking against the window, as if pleading for help. After hearing that tale, you took a different route home from school, so you did not have to pass this particular house anymore. If that was not possible, you would run past, head down, shouting at the top of your voice to drown out any strange sounds that might come from the trapped ghost child, as you dared not even look towards this particular house. Fear often stalked your childhood and resulted in sleepless nights, nightmares, and a reluctance to go to bed. Do you remember being sent to bed and staring up the stairs towards the darkness, wondering what was waiting for you? How you did not want to appear scared in front of your parents, especially since they had let you stay up a while longer because you were a big boy or a big girl now. You wanted to hand those words back as you hovered at the base of the stairs, the hallway colder than the living room from which you had ventured. How many times did the noise of the house settling, resulting in strange groans and creaks, convince you that somebody was waiting out of sight in a doorway, their heavy booted foot resting on the squeaky floorboard, rusty axe clutched in greasy, long-nailed fingers? Did the sight of a clown have you running to hide in the folds of your mother's dress, that strange leering and accentuated mouth, creating panic in your tiny mind? What did that eerie clown have in mind for you? It might have been a reluctance to paddle barefooted in the sea or a river, because you could not see where you were putting your feet. You felt something brush your foot, most likely seaweed, but in your mind some razor-toothed fish was about to take a bite from your ankle, or a crab was about to affix a pincer to your big toe. You turned and ran, hollering from the edge of the sea back to the safety of the sandy beach. There may have been a murderer's alleyway in your town, a badly lit passageway between two roads, which was a convenient and easy shortcut during the day, but at night it became the purported preserve of lurking knife merchants and yellow-toothed stranglers who were just waiting to pounce and take your life. You stood staring down the alleyway, trying to drive the rising fear from within you, but it just would not go, and instead you opted to walk the long way round. It took 20 extra minutes, but at least you had not been throttled by the strangler. Fear continued to stalk your life as you grew older. You might not be worried about the bogeyman anymore, but he has shape-shifted into the fear that comes with finding a lump about your body and not knowing what it is. Uncertainty about the business for whom you work has you tossing and turning at night. Wondering where the next paycheck will come from has you similarly fearing for the future. Walking alone along a road at night and hearing footsteps behind you still causes your heart rate to increase. A glance over your shoulder as you cross the road to the other pavement only serves to heighten your worry as a hooded figure also crosses the road. Your step quickens as your fear increases and your mind floods with images of robbery, rape, or murder. When alone in the house at night, the sound of a bang from downstairs has you sat bolt upright in bed. What was that noise? Did you dream it? Was it somebody breaking in? Was it something not of this world? A poltergeist, perhaps, hurling a book against a wall. You cannot see what caused the noise, and immediately the fear forms in the pit of your stomach, your racing mind conjuring up a score of unpleasant scenarios as you debate creeping to the top of the stairs and peering down to see if you can ascertain what it was. Fear takes hold of you and makes your reasoning faulty. It tightens around your throat, stopping you from calling out, and turns your legs into stone, so you are figuratively petrified and unable to escape that unseen tormentor. Fear withers you, paralyzes you, and you will do anything at all to escape that sensation of fear. It is pervasive, damaging, and controlling. Your greatest fears always stem from the unknown. It is that which you cannot see which causes you the greatest terror. When you cannot see something, you are plunged into fear. Its icy grip takes hold, and you crumble. The unknown and the unseen create the fear. That is why we are so devastatingly effective in our control of you. That is why we always aim to create such numbing fear in you.